8 hours later. One eternity later.
After quite a few days of waiting patiently and being thankful my phone has protective casing, the card trader finally gave me access to at least 2 copies of the new tuner. Now I have some bad news for you guys, and for my like and dislike ratio. This deck will be using Neos Fusion. I know a lot of you guys were probably hoping for a more free to play Aroma deck since it's a majority card trader archetype, but to be honest, after quite a lot of testing, it became pretty clear that the new tuner monster has one pretty major flaw that held it back from being the archetype saviour. The card essentially required you to be losing the game to be played, as you simply cannot send it to the graveyard unless you already have an Aroma in there. So you could set an Aroma turn 1, wait for your opponent to kill it, then activate this card's effect, hoping that your opponent didn't have a second monster to attack you directly, otherwise you probably won't be able to special summon this guy anyway due to the loss of life points. Or you can find a way to send an Aromage monster to the grave for Angelica's effect, or even to send Angelica herself to the grave, while still having a fairly proactive turn 1, so you don't just get one shot. So here's the list I came up with. Since this relies pretty heavily around the Synchron monster Rosemary. Most of you have already seen this card and what it does, but for you zoomers out there, it's a level 5 Synchron monster with 2000 attack that grants all plant type monsters 500 attack and defense if your life points are greater than your opponent's. If you gain life points, you may target one face-up card your opponent controls and negate its effects until the end of the turn. To summon her, we use a pretty old combo of either Junk Synchron or Naturia Rosewhip combined with the skill What Grows in the Grave. This skill puts Dark Verger in the grave, which is a level 2 monster that can be special summoned when you normal summon a plant tuner. So on summon of Rosemary, it will special summon itself, or you can just use Junk Synchron's effect to summon it anyway, making the perfect amount of resources required for Rosemary. Then we have the new card, Angelica. This card has 2 effects. Firstly, it can be sent from hand to the grave during either player's turn to gain life points equal to the attack of an Aroma monster in the graveyard, which, as stated earlier, will generally be sent there using Neos Fusion. This also makes this card into a hand trap, that combos pretty well with Rosemary to negate stuff during your opponent's turn. Her second effect allows her to be special summoned from the grave if your life points are higher than your opponent's and if you control an Aroma monster. This will give you really easy access to any level 6 or any level 8 synchro, as you will see in the gameplays. The rest of the deck is just supporting cards. Rosemary, the level 4 variant, does have some synergy with Angelica, as she's a level 4 so you can easily make Rosemary the synchro, and also her effect allows you to change the battle position of your opponent's monsters when you gain life points, which can be done during your opponent's turn. But in general her effects don't matter, as she'll generally be the target for your Neos Fusion to send to the grave. Garden allows you to gain 500 life points as long as you have an Aroma monster on the field, and will grant 500 attack and defense to all monsters, even if this field spell leaves the board. If ever an Aroma monster is destroyed, you gain 1000 life points. And finally, Child's Play. Now to be honest, I'm still not completely sure on this card. Basically it grants you 300 life points whenever your opponent summons a monster, and if you happen to have over 10,000 life points, your monsters cannot be destroyed by battle. But it's mostly just used for the 300 life point gain during your opponent's turn, so you can activate Rosemary's effect to negate stuff. There are other trap cards you could use in this card's place that also have a life point gain effect. The only main benefit of this card is that it's a continuous effect, so you can keep doing it every turn. Alright guys, that's basically it for the toying part of the video. The rest of the video will just be a bunch of gameplay showcasing the list in action. If you liked the video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here, comment if you have any questions or feedback, make sure to check out my Patreon, Twitch and Discord down below. And if you happen to have $1 lying around and wish to support me, feel free to click that join button down below to support me directly, as well as gain access to a few little neat perks. Enjoy the gameplay!
Hey, big brother, can I watch SpongeBob?
Shut up, Mokuba. I'm busy flagging YouTube videos to compensate for the fact that I have an extremely small penis.
Oh,